What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another portfolio update. In this video, I'm going to be covering what I sold today, my options moves from today, any movement in the portfolio, as well as anything I'm looking at for the rest of this week. If you guys could smash that like before we get started, that would be amazing. It's like the main thing you guys can do to help me out. So, main stock account today was up 1,367. So not a whole lot of movement. Here's the account from largest positions to smallest. The main movers today was Tesla up 2.8, Palantir up another 1%, CrowdStrike up 1.5, Enphase up 2.7, Riot up 1%. Cash is sitting at 3,699. First thing I did in this account today was, actually the only thing in this particular account was I sold covered calls on Riot for next Friday, $9. I did 14 contracts and collected $186. So the reason why I did this is actually because I'm trying to get rid of Riot. So this is actually like a completely risk-free trade, because not only do I get the premium, if it goes the way I want to, then the shares get called away, and that is what I want in this scenario, so I'm not afraid to have those shares taken from me. The reason why I want these shares taken away from me, I promise you guys, everything I do in the portfolio, there's a lot of thought and rumination almost that goes into it. I don't really just make rash decisions, and so for this one, I was really thinking about it, and what I'm seeing right now is Bitcoin dominance. So you'll see where Bitcoin will actually outperform altcoins during certain periods. That's called Bitcoin dominance, and so I do want to increase my Bitcoin exposure. I'm sticking to my game plan of using proxies for that, because I don't think there's too much upside in Bitcoin over the next 12 months. Maybe a double, maybe even a 3x, 2 or 3x, but there's many more ways to make significantly more than that while still using Bitcoin as a proxy. And so I thought about it, and the more and more I thought about it, I really don't want to use Riot as that proxy, because I just don't want to open myself up to having any type of earnings risk. So Riot is a company, and there's going to be several earnings reports over the next year, and maybe Bitcoin is doing well, but Riot says something that Wall Street doesn't like on an earnings call, and they actually sell the stock off. So I don't want to give myself that risk where Bitcoin could be still doing well and Riot for some reason does not. So my average cost is just under $9 on these shares, so pretty much will be breaking even, making a little bit of a profit, but I don't mind having these shares called away. I actually want them to be called away. So that was that expires next week. Looking at the other moves from today, you'll notice there's no more SoFi leaps. So I sold the SoFi $7 leaps for $1,195, which was about a $20 loss. It's not anything against SoFi. I think SoFi is going to do well. It's just a math game at this point, guys. So if I'm looking at over the next 12 months, what could that $1,200 turn into if I leave it in a SoFi leap? Maybe SoFi goes from $7 to $10 during that time, and then my leap will maybe be up 100%. I don't know. So then my 1,200 turns into 2,400. Just running the numbers, I think that I can do significantly better in using another asset for that small amount of money. So that's all it boiled down to. I'm looking for more money to put into what I see as better alpha, and so SoFi had to go. So once we had a nice green day today, pretty much got back to break even, and so that's why I cut it. It doesn't mean I don't like SoFi or think it's a bad company, because I know a lot of you are invested in SoFi, but it's just a math game at this point, and so I had to make that decision. in this account, so for options, all we have left is the Amazon put credit spread, which was up 45% today. So that's now sitting at 64%, and that does expire this week, this Friday. So still holding on to that, probably all the way till expiration, or maybe even just on Thursday or something. I'm pretty much just using these leverage stocks as the plays for this week, minus Celsius. Just gonna see what Celsius does. I still have my $45 puts, so I'm not too anxious to do anything yet, but we'll look about selling maybe some puts on Riot. And then, like I told you guys, I'm going to be using BITX probably as my main Bitcoin proxy at this point, buying leaps and that for 12 months out whenever Bitcoin reaches a good point. So that's it for this account. And this is a good example right here. If you look at, if Bitcoin's up 0.74 right now, you would expect Ethereum to be up maybe 1.5%, at least 1%, and Ethereum's actually down. Same thing, Solana you would expect to be up 2 or 3%, but it's not. So you'll get these periods of outperformance in Bitcoin, and that's why I want to have just a small Bitcoin exposure compared to the rest of the altcoin portfolio. The options account now is looking pretty light. So the only thing we have right now is the Tesla 230 calls. Those are obviously down because Tesla's had a nice couple days, but not touching them yet. We do have the $6 SoFi puts expiring this week, so I'm just going to let those expire worthless. Shopify got the $73 calls, which are down, but not touching those. Nothing on Riot. Palantir, we got 32 calls, 18 calls, and 25 calls. Those are all for September, so I'm not going to roll any of those yet. I am going to have to roll the Microsoft 375 calls that expire this week, as well as the Amazon 145 calls that expire this week. I still have 100 shares of Amazon that has not been touched yet, so I'll be looking to sell a call on those. Probably if it breaks 180 this week, go ahead and sell another call on Amazon. But I'm going to have to roll that. And then we got the Celsius 45 puts expiring this Friday, so we'll see what happens with that. And Enphase still got the 110 calls now, with Enphase sitting at 119. So we'll see with that. I am looking to get rid of that last 100 shares. I just don't want this position to be completely naked, because right now it is naked, because I've got 3 calls and only 100 shares. So I'm sort of holding on to that last 100 shares as just sort of like insurance if Enphase moons all of a sudden. But ideally, Enphase would come down to like right at 110 over the next month, and I can just close the call and sell all the shares. So that one's that. And then lastly, looking at the crypto portfolio, currently at 94,000. Last video I added Pyth and Dog with Hat. Pyth is already doing well. I'm already up on that one, and Dog with Hat, I'm down like $100. Looking to add to this portfolio on any major dips would be Ondo Render and Aerodrome. And that's pretty much it. This portfolio is going to do really well, and definitely excited for that. So I'll be looking, if we get any major dips, I'm going to be using the Robinhood 10,000 that I have, or 12,000. I'll be using the like 4,000 that I have in brokerage cash in the Schwab account, and then I have a few more thousand in another crypto account to use to buy. Other than that, I could liquidate the Enphase shares if I really wanted to get more cash, but that makes me a little bit nervous with those open calls, so we'll just see how it goes with that one. That's all for today, guys. If you have any comments, drop them down below. I will see you guys in the next video, and as always, take care and God bless.